Namaskaram, life is a complex web of energies. Every thought, every emotion you generate, it is not limited to your body. It is an extension of who you are, touching the very fabric of existence. When you live with awareness, you recognize that energies can be used to nurture life or to disturb it. When we speak of unexplained and persistent physical exhaustion, we are not talking about the kind of tiredness that comes after a hard day's work or a night of disturbed sleep. This is a different dimension altogether. It is as if life itself has been drained out of you. Your body feels heavy, movements become sluggish, and even simple tasks appear overwhelming. There is no logical or medical explanation that fully accounts for the depth of this fatigue. You may sleep for hours, you may eat well, you may even rest for days, but the exhaustion clings to you like a second skin. This is not merely a bodily tiredness, it is energetic depletion. Your life energies, what we call prana, have been disturbed. In the normal course of life, your energy system maintains a natural rhythm. You get tired, you rest, you recover. But when an external force, especially a negative intention directed toward you, intervenes, it is as though the tap of life has been left slightly open, constantly leaking vitality without your awareness. Over time, this subtle but steady drain manifests as profound fatigue. You may notice that even activities you once enjoyed feel burdensome. The thought of social gatherings, physical exercise, creative work, all of it starts to seem like an effort too great. There may also be a sense of numbness that accompanies the exhaustion. You are moving through the motions of life but without the natural vigor that makes life feel vibrant. The body, which is designed to be a joyful instrument, starts feeling like a cage. One of the troubling aspects of this form of exhaustion is its persistence. It is not easily shaken off. It is not like the tiredness that dissolves after a restful weekend or a good vacation. Even when you create favorable conditions for yourself, good food, sunlight, fresh air, positive company, you may find that the energy does not return. It is like trying to fill a pot with a crack at the bottom. No matter how much you pour in, it keeps leaking out. Another subtle indication is that your breathing patterns may change without you realizing it. Breathing becomes shallow, erratic, or strained. You may not even be physically exerting yourself, yet your body behaves as if it is under invisible pressure. In traditional systems of knowledge, it is well understood that breath and energy are deeply intertwined. When your pranic body is attacked or tampered with, your breath, your very link to life, becomes disturbed. This exhaustion can also have a ripple effect on your mind. Concentration becomes difficult, memory may falter, even decisions that once seemed easy become confusing. Because energy and awareness are deeply connected, when your energy is depleted, your ability to perceive reality clearly diminishes. You may find yourself questioning your own instincts, doubting your own perceptions, feeling disconnected from your usual clarity and intelligence. It is important to understand that this kind of exhaustion does not respond very well to ordinary solutions. Supplements, exercise, sleep routines, they may offer marginal relief, but they do not address the root of the disturbance. As when a negative force is actively interfering with your energy body, the solution lies in restoring balance at that energetic level, not merely patching up symptoms at the physical level. You may also notice that traditional environments that usually energize you, places of nature, sacred spaces, homes of friends, may lose their effect. It is not that these places have lost their power, but your energy system is so disturbed that it cannot absorb nourishment from these sources. Just like a plant with damaged roots cannot draw sustenance from rich soil, an energy body under attack cannot easily absorb positive energies. One of the silent dangers of this type of exhaustion is that it can slowly alter your very relationship with life. Hope dims, enthusiasm fades, passion dries up. You stop dreaming, you stop aspiring, you stop moving forward. Life becomes about surviving, not thriving. And often the external world cannot see the depth of what you are going through, or to others you may seem fine. Just a little tired, maybe a little withdrawn. But internally you know that something is profoundly wrong. This is the exhaustion that seeps into your bones, into your spirit. It is not just tiredness, it is a slow draining away of life force. Left unchecked, it can lead to greater physical illness, mental disturbances, and spiritual stagnation. Recognizing this exhaustion early is crucial. It is your system's way of sounding an alarm, a plea for help, a call to attention. Your body, your breath, your very being is trying to tell you something unseen, something unspoken is at work. Sudden emotional instability without a clear cause is one of the more troubling and confusing signs of energetic interference. Emotions are natural waves within the human system, rising and falling in response to life situations, memories, desires, and fears. But when emotions begin to surge wildly without any obvious external trigger, it is a sign that something deeper may be disturbed. When emotional storms arise within you seemingly out of nowhere, it is important to recognize that you are not merely being emotional. Your inner fabric is being pulled and twisted by forces not entirely your own. You may find yourself feeling intense anger towards someone you love, without any event that justifies it. You might experience sudden bursts of fear, anxiety, or even hatred that seem disproportionate to the moment. Or waves of sadness might sweep over you in the middle of an otherwise normal day, leaving you bewildered about why you feel so broken inside. This is not your natural emotional intelligence at work. It is as though someone else is pressing buttons with it. These emotions do not pass easily, as normal moods do. They linger, ferment, and sometimes escalate without reason. You might catch yourself acting out in ways you do not recognize, saying things you regret instantly, but feeling unable to stop yourself. Relationships suffer because of this, as trust, patience, and understanding are eroded by sudden, unexplainable bursts of misfortune. A once loving heart may start finding faults in everyone and everything, building walls where none existed before. Often this emotional turbulence is not isolated. It comes with a sense of inner agitation, a buzzing restlessness that cannot be stilled. Sitting quietly becomes difficult. Meditation, prayer, or even simply being alone feels almost unbearable. Your inner world, which should be a sanctuary, starts to feel like a battlefield. These emotions are not arising as a healthy release. They are being instigated, magnified, and kept alive by a disturbance in your energetic field. Sometimes these emotions can even deceive you into believing that you are seeing reality clearly. Everything starts to seem suspicious. People you trusted begin to appear deceptive. Dreams that once inspired you now seem foolish. The emotional turbulence colors your perception so that life appears darker, more threatening, more hostile than it truly is. This distortion is not an accident. It is the natural outcome of an energy attack meant to destabilize you from within. Another important aspect is that your emotions may become extreme but shallow at the same time. You may cry bitterly but without understanding why. You may feel immense rage but with no clear focus. Normally, human emotions are tied to meaningful experiences, love, betrayal, joy, loss. But here, emotions feel disconnected from events. They arise like phantoms, heavy and real in their impact, but hollow at their core. They do not lead you to understanding or growth. They only exhaust you. This emotional instability may also manifest physically. The nervous system reacts strongly to emotions. You may experience heart palpitations, digestive issues, headaches, or a tightness in the chest or throat. These are physical echoes of the energetic imbalance you're experiencing. The body tries to process emotions that do not belong to it, leading to symptoms that no medical diagnosis can fully explain. Sleep patterns may be disrupted. Even when sleep comes, it is restless, full of disturbing dreams, and you wake feeling as though you have fought battles all night. During the day, your mind oscillates wildly between different emotional states: hope, despair, anger, longing, without any obvious external cause. This emotional volatility wears down your resilience and clarity, making you more susceptible to further interference. There is also a subtle sense of being out of control, as if your emotional responses are being manipulated by invisible hands. In moments of stillness, you may sense that your reactions are not entirely your own. It is not just that you are reacting strongly, it is that you are being pulled to react, almost compelled by forces you cannot see. This is a clear sign that your emotional body is under assault. Relationships often become collateral damage in this process. Friends and loved ones may distance themselves, not because they do not care, but because they do not understand the sudden changes in you. Trust erodes, conflicts escalate, and the very support systems you need to heal become strained. Isolation deepens the impact of emotional instability, trapping you further in cycles of anger, sadness, and confusion. This emotional turbulence can also affect your intuition. Now, normally intuition is a quiet, steady voice within you, guiding you toward balance and truth. But when emotional storms rage unchecked, intuition becomes clouded. You may find yourself making poor decisions, trusting the wrong people, or turning away from those who genuinely care for you. The compass of your inner life spins wildly, unable to find true north. Ultimately, sudden emotional instability without cause is a profound disruption of your inner harmony. It is as if someone has thrown stones into the still waters of your consciousness, creating endless ripples that disturb you. Without clear understanding and intervention, these emotional disturbances can escalate, leading to deeper psychological and energetic vulnerabilities. It is a cry from your inner being, a signal that something unnatural is at work within your energy system. Continuous streaks of unnatural bad luck are often overlooked as mere coincidences or dismissed as phases of life, but when they persist beyond what is normal or rational, it is time to look deeper. In the natural flow of life, ups and downs come and go. Fortunes rise, obstacles appear, opportunities open and close. However, when a person faces an unrelenting series of misfortunes, when everything they touch seems to falter, no matter how much care, intelligence or effort is applied, it is often not simply chance at play. There are times when life's stream seems to reverse itself, and rather than moving forward, one finds themselves being pulled backward against the current. Imagine a situation where business ventures fail one after another, even when the plans are sound and the market favorable. Imagine a person applying for jobs, tirelessly attending interviews, showing full competence, and yet facing rejection after rejection with no logical explanation. Imagine machinery breaking down repeatedly, sudden legal troubles arising without provocation, financial investments falling apart without clear cause. These are not just unfortunate events. When clustered together persistently, they point toward a deeper interference in the unseen realms. It is not the failure of action that defines unnatural bad luck. It is the sheer consistency of failure despite intelligent action that indicates an energetic obstruction. Life operates by certain patterns, certain alignments of energy. When your internal energy is in harmony, your actions naturally find support from existence. When your energy is distorted, especially through intentional negative interference, the natural support from the universe is. You begin to encounter resistance at every step, like trying to move forward while walking into a fierce wind. This kind of bad luck often affects multiple dimensions of life at the same time. Financial troubles may arise alongside health issues. Relationship conflicts may ignite without clear reason. Opportunities that seem certain may vanish suddenly, leaving confusion and despair. It is not one area of life under strain. It is as if life as a whole starts resisting your progress. You make every effort to rise, but unseen hands seem to be pulling you down. In such a state, even the support from friends and family may diminish. Just when you need assistance the most, misunderstandings occur, relationships fracture, help is withdrawn. The isolation deepens the sense of helplessness. It is as if you are caught in a web that tightens every time you struggle against it. The more you try to correct things through logical means, the deeper the entanglement seems to become. One striking feature of this type of bad luck is that it often follows moments of growth, joy, or success. You may have just made a breakthrough, a new job, a new relationship, a major achievement, and suddenly, without warning, everything starts unraveling. It is not a gradual decline. It is an abrupt disruption, almost as if it were time to sabotage the joy you had just begun to experience. This sudden collapse after a moment of triumph is a strong sign that external forces may be at play. Another subtle sign is that solutions that would ordinarily work for others seem to fail for you. Remedies, strategies, advice, things that bring success to your peers somehow do not yield the same results for you. It is not a matter of incompetence or lack of effort. It is as if there is an invisible barrier between you and the fruits of your labor. You do everything right, yet nothing moves. Life becomes a series of blocked paths and closed doors. You may also notice that this bad luck carries an emotional weight. It does not feel like ordinary misfortune. It feels heavy, dark, and oppressive. There is a sense of being cursed, though the rational mind struggles to accept such a possibility. Internally, you know that something is not right, even if you cannot articulate it clearly. Your intuition senses the present forces that logic cannot explain. Furthermore, during such a phase, you may find yourself doubting your abilities, questioning your worth, and sinking into patterns of fear and hopelessness. This emotional erosion is not incidental. It is part of the effect. The continuous failure feeds inner despair, which weakens your energy body further, making you even more vulnerable to ongoing interference. It becomes a vicious cycle where external misfortunes and internal collapse feed each other. Physical environments too may mirror this bad luck. Homes may feel heavy or oppressive. Plants may wither without clear cause. Electrical appliances may malfunction unusually often. These are not coincidences but reflections of an energy field that has been disturbed. The material world around you begins to echo the disruption within your energetic space. In some cases, you may also notice that animals, especially sensitive ones like cats and dogs, behave strangely around you. They may avoid you, show signs of agitation, or stare into empty spaces as if seeing something you cannot. Animals are highly attuned to energetic shifts and often react to disturbances that are invisible to human perception. When bad luck becomes a constant companion, it is not only about material losses. It is about the erosion of spirit, the slow grinding down of hope, the dimming of the inner light. It is the theft of your natural flow with life, the disruption of your connection to the larger forces that nurture and sustain existence. Recognizing this early is crucial, because the longer it persists, the deeper its roots grow into your energetic. Disturbed sleep and night terrors are among the most telling signs that negative energies are interfering with your being. Sleep is meant to be a sacred time of rest and renewal. It is during sleep that the body repairs itself, the mind integrates the experiences of the day, and the deeper layers of the self reconnect with universal energy. When sleep is consistently disturbed, especially in violent or fear-inducing ways, it is often a sign that the deeper layers of your energy are being tampered. This kind of disturbance is not the simple insomnia that sometimes comes with stress or lifestyle issues. It is a profound interruption of your connection to life's nurturing forces. When negative energies or black magic are directed toward a person, the first and most vulnerable point of attack is often their state of rest. During wakefulness, you can defend yourself consciously to some extent. You can reason, resist, or walk away from negative influences. But during sleep, your conscious defenses are lowered. Your energy body is more open, more exposed, more receptive. If there are distortions or attacks aimed at you, they often find their way in during these hours of vulnerability. Night terrors are a more intense form of this disturbance. Unlike ordinary bad dreams, which may simply reflect unresolved fears or day-to-day anxieties, night terrors seem to emerge from a source outside of personal experience. The fear they generate is raw, primal, and overwhelming. You may wake up in the middle of the night, drenched in sweat, heart pounding, feeling as if you have narrowly escaped some unseen horror. The images, if any, that accompany these terrors are often dark, confusing and disturbing, filled with a sense of doom, pursuit, or oppression. Sometimes there may not even be clear images. The terror is purely energetic, a heavy, suffocating presence that presses down on you. You may feel paralyzed, unable to move or cry out, as if an invisible force is pinning you to the bed. This phenomenon, often dismissed in modern terms as sleep paralysis, is described in ancient traditions as a direct encounter with hostile energies. It is not merely a malfunction of the nervous system. It is a reflection of your energy field being forcibly suppressed. Recurring dreams of falling, being chased, attacked, or trapped are also indicators of energetic assault. These dreams are not random. They are symbolic representations of what is happening on a subtle level. Your energy being pursued, confined, weak. Dreams of dark figures, ominous landscapes, or shadowy beings that communicate threat without words are also strong indicators that your subconscious is picking up on energetic disturbances you might not be fully aware of while awake. Another pattern you may observe is waking up at specific times repeatedly, especially around the so-called witching hours between 2 and 4 a.m. In many ancient systems of knowledge, these hours are considered the time when the veil between dimensions is thinnest and when negative forces are most active. Waking with a start during these hours, feeling fear, confusion, or disorientation is not just a physical event. It is a reflection of subtle energies intruding into your space. Over time, disturbed sleep weakens more than just your body. It erodes your emotional stability, your mental sharpness, and your spiritual resilience. You wake up already tired, carrying the heaviness of the night into your day. This accumulated exhaustion makes it even harder to maintain balance, awareness, and positivity. It becomes easier for negative patterns to take root, as your system is too depleted to resist them. The bedroom environment itself may begin to feel different. A room that once felt comforting and peaceful might start to feel heavy, claustrophobic, or cold. You may notice fluctuations in temperature without any logical explanation, or sudden noises, movements of objects, or strange shadows at the edge of your vision. Technology in the room may behave oddly. Lights flickering, electronics malfunctioning, alarms going off randomly. These disturbances are not merely mechanical faults. They are physical echoes of deeper energetic disruptions. Some people might also experience a sense of being watched during the night. This is not simple paranoia. It is a direct perception of a presence that does not belong to the ordinary physical world. The hair on your arms may stand up, an involuntary shiver may run down your spine, or you may feel a cold spot in an otherwise warm room. All these are signs that energies are moving in ways that are not natural or benign. There are instances where marks or bruises appear on the body after a night of disturbed sleep without any memory of injury. These physical signs should not be dismissed lightly. They can be the manifestation of energetic attacks taking a toll on the physical body. The human system, being a composite of the physical, mental, emotional, and energetic layers, often shows signs of disturbance across multiple levels when under sustained attack. Over time, the cumulative effect of night terrors and disturbed sleep can lead to a loss of trust in your own inner space. The place that should be your sanctuary becomes a source of fear. You may dread going to bed, sensing that sleep will bring not peace but struggle. This creates a deeper psychological and energetic vulnerability, making it even easier for harmful forces to maintain their grip on you. The body, mind, and spirit, all exhausted and unprotected, become a fertile ground for further interference. Sudden deterioration of health without medical explanation is one of the most alarming signs that something deeper is at play. The body is an intricate, intelligent system designed to maintain balance and heal itself under normal conditions. It responds naturally to the rhythms of life, adapting, adjusting, and repairing. When health begins to decline rapidly without any apparent cause, despite medical interventions, it is a clear indicator that the roots of the problem are not purely physical. It suggests that the disturbance is happening at a level that conventional science has not yet learned to measure. In many traditions around the world, it is understood that the human being is not merely flesh and bone, but a complex field of energies. These energies determine the state of the physical body, and any disruption at the energetic level eventually manifests as disease or dysfunction in the body. Sometimes it directly targets the body's energetic structure, leading to health issues that defy logical explanation. This deterioration often begins subtly. You may experience a persistent fatigue that no amount of rest can cure. Simple tasks that once required little effort become burdensome. There is a heaviness in the limbs, a dullness in the mind, and a pervasive sense of weakness. As days pass, this tiredness deepens into physical symptoms. Unexplained pain, sudden weight loss or gain, skin rashes, heart palpitations, digestive problems, or breathing difficulties. Tests are conducted, doctors are consulted, but no clear cause is found. The body's suffering remains, and in fact it often worsens. In many cases, the symptoms do not remain confined to one area, but shift unpredictably from one part of the body to another. 1 week it may be headaches, the next stomach issues, followed by sudden joint pains or skin eruptions. This moving nature of symptoms is another hallmark of energy-based disturbance. The body's intelligence is fighting to resist the intrusion, but without addressing the true source, the healing cannot complete itself. Another aspect of such health deterioration is the failure of treatments that would ordinarily work. Medicines bring no relief, therapies have little effect, and even natural methods of healing seem strangely ineffective. It is as if the body's innate capacity to heal has been sealed. This can create a deep sense of frustration and helplessness, further weakening the individual's vitality and willpower. Fear and despair set in, opening further doorways for negative energy to deepen its hold. At times the deterioration can happen in patterns that mirror traditional methods of black magic. For example, certain attacks are designed to create specific illnesses like chronic fever, respiratory distress, or reproductive issues. The energies involved are not random. They were programmed with intention to cause suffering in targeted ways. Understanding this is crucial because unless the energetic disturbance is addressed, no physical treatment will bring true or lasting recovery. The face often reveals what words cannot. Under energetic attack, a person's face may lose its usual luster and vitality. The eyes, once bright and expressive, may become dull, shadowed, or deeply fatigued. The skin may appear sallow or unusually dry. A general sense of aging beyond one's years may set in. These are outward signs of the inward depletion that is happening when life energies are being drained or disturbed by negative forces. Sleep disturbances often accompany physical decline. The body, needing deep rest to heal, finds itself unable to enter restful sleep. Nights are restless, filled with disturbing dreams or unexplained wakefulness. The body awakens not refreshed, but more tired than before. Without proper sleep, the immune system weakens, the nervous system frays, and the body becomes even more vulnerable to physical ailments. This creates a vicious cycle that accelerates the decline. In addition to physical symptoms, the individual may also experience changes in their relationship with food. A sudden aversion to nourishing foods or intense cravings for unhealthy substances can arise. This is not merely a matter of poor discipline. The energetic imbalance often influences the subconscious mind, steering choices that further weaken the body's resilience. Overeating, undereating, or irregular eating patterns sap vital energy, making the body's repair mechanisms less effective. One particularly telling sign is when multiple members of a household or family begin experiencing health issues simultaneously without a common physical cause. When negative energy is directed not just at one person but at a family unit, the collective energy field of the home is disturbed. This shared disturbance manifests as a cluster of mysterious health problems that no amount of external cleaning or medication can fix. It requires cleansing and healing at the energetic level. Animals in the household, especially pets, often sense and react to these disturbances before humans do. Cats may suddenly avoid certain areas or behave aggressively. Dogs may whimper, bark at unseen presences, or fall ill themselves. Watching their behavior can offer important clues about unseen forces affecting the space and its inhabitants. Another subtle yet critical sign is the inner knowing that something is wrong beyond what the mind can explain. Despite reassurances from doctors and loved ones, a part of you feels that there is a deeper problem. This intuition, often drowned out by the noise of fear and confusion, is a critical guide. The human system is capable of sensing energetic disturbances long before they fully manifest as physical disease. Listening to this inner voice with seriousness can often make the difference between deeper suffering and timely intervention. Ultimately, the sudden and unexplained deterioration of health is not just a challenge of the body. It is a call to look beyond the surface, to understand the invisible currents that shape our physical reality. Without this deeper recognition, one may find themselves endlessly chasing symptoms while the real cause remains unaddressed, silently working its damage underneath. Sudden personality changes that cannot be explained by psychological or emotional factors are often among the clearest signs of energetic interference. Human beings naturally evolve over time, shaped by experiences, environment, and inner growth. Yet when a person's very nature shifts drastically almost overnight, without any clear cause, it is not just a personal issue or emotional reaction. It is an indicator that forces beyond the normal scope of life are acting upon them, molding their thoughts, emotions, and behaviors in ways that feel alien to who they once were. This kind of change is not subtle. It is deeply unsettling for the individual and for those around them. A person who was once kind, gentle, and loving may suddenly become irritable, aggressive, or cold. Someone who was full of enthusiasm and hope may turn depressed, withdrawn, or apathetic without any major life event prompting such a shift. It is as if their inner compass has been thrown off course, and they no longer recognize their own thoughts and emotions as belonging to them. Energetic attacks, particularly those involving black magic, are often designed to disrupt the mind and emotional body first, because that is where human beings are most vulnerable. If your own thoughts can be distorted, if your feelings can be poisoned, it becomes very easy to lead you into actions and experiences that further weaken you. The goal of such attacks is often not just to create pain but to push the person into a downward spiral of behavior and emotion that ultimately isolates them, exhausts them, and leaves them open to even deeper harm. One common pattern is sudden, intense anger or rage that feels disproportionate to any actual situation. Small frustrations provoke violent outbursts. Calm conversations turn into explosive arguments. Relationships that were stable and loving collapse under the weight of this manufactured conflict. It is not merely a matter of stress or miscommunication. The emotional body has been inflamed, agitated from within, so that peace becomes impossible to maintain. The person finds themselves saying and doing things they regret, yet feeling unable to stop. Another disturbing sign is when fear becomes a constant undercurrent. Fear of failure, fear of abandonment, fear of death, even fear of life itself. These fears may have no rational basis, yet they grip the person with paralyzing intensity. They may begin to avoid activities they once enjoyed, isolate themselves from friends and family, and retreat into a shell of insecurity. This fear is not organic. It is an implanted vibration that feeds on their life energy, keeping them trapped in a state of perpetual weakness. Changes in voice and body language often accompany these shifts. The tone of voice may become sharper, harsher, or strangely flat and lifeless. Body movements may become stiff, mechanical, or oddly disconnected from the emotions being expressed. It is as if the natural fluidity between thought, feeling, and action has been severed. These are signs that the natural communication between the different layers of being has been disrupted by external forces. Another powerful indicator is the sudden loss of memory, concentration, or the ability to focus. A person who once had a sharp mind may begin forgetting simple things, losing track of conversations, or struggling to complete basic tasks. This cognitive fog is not simply a product of aging or fatigue. It is a sign that the energetic pathways supporting mental clarity have been blocked or scrambled. Without clear thinking, the person becomes even more susceptible to manipulation and control. A deeper layer of personality change can involve sudden shifts in spiritual or moral outlook. Someone who once lived with integrity and compassion may begin engaging in deceitful or harmful behavior without remorse. Someone who was once deeply spiritual may suddenly reject all forms of higher connection, scoffing at practices or beliefs they once held sacred. These reversals are not natural rebellions of the soul. They are the result of the soul's light being veiled or distorted by foreign energies. Often the person undergoing these changes is painfully aware that something is wrong but feels powerless to understand or correct it. They may describe feeling as though they are watching themselves act out roles they did not choose, driven by thoughts and impulses they do not recognize. This internal dissonance creates a profound suffering, a feeling of being trapped inside a body and mind that no longer feels like home. Physical sensations often accompany these psychological shifts. There may be a persistent pressure on the head, a tightness in the chest, or an unusual buzzing or ringing in the ears. These are not ordinary bodily complaints. They are physical manifestations of energetic interference. The body is desperately trying to signal that something unnatural is occurring at levels beyond the reach of the conscious mind. People around the affected individual may also notice changes in the way they feel when they are in their presence. A room that once felt light and joyful becomes heavy and oppressive. Friends and family may feel drained after spending time with them, even if no words of anger or sadness were exchanged. The energy of the person has shifted so dramatically that it alters the energetic environment around them, pulling others into the disturbance if they are not careful. Another important point is that attempts to rationalize or reason with the individual often fail. Logical explanations, emotional appeals, or reminders of past behavior have little effect. It is as if a barrier has been placed around their mind, deflecting any attempt to bring clarity or balance. They may respond with hostility, defensiveness, or complete indifference. This is not merely stubbornness or pride. It is the direct result of energetic conditioning that shields them from recognizing their own state. In some cases, the person may even express fascination or attraction toward dark or destructive ideas, places, or people that they previously would have avoided. This attraction is not born of curiosity or exploration. It is a gravitational pull exerted by the same forces that have altered their energy field. It is an attempt to reinforce and deepen the disconnection from their true nature by aligning them more fully with energies of decay and chaos. When we understand that life operates on levels far beyond the physical, it becomes clear that not all disturbances are born from the ordinary struggles of living. Whether through disturbed sleep, sudden health deterioration, emotional turmoil, or profound personality shifts, the fingerprints of unseen forces often reveal themselves in unmistakable ways. To navigate this reality wisely is not about falling into fear, but about cultivating awareness, strengthening one's inner stability, and learning to recognize when life's balance is being tampered with. True protection does not come from denial or superstition, but from a deep connection to one's own energy, an unwavering clarity of spirit, and a conscious engagement with the forces that shape existence, seen and unseen.